I can taste the tears on his cheeks. I told him he had to move out. He was in his car, sitting in the driver's seat, and I was leaning in the driver's window. I put my arms around him, I prayed for him, and I said to God, you know, do what you gotta do, but just save him, take care of him.
You know, I was kicked out of the last tweaker pad, some weed and some speed on me. I honestly can tell you to this day, I don't know why, but I walked in the back door of a fast food restaurant and I robbed him at gunpoint.
I remember thinking that one day I'm gonna be that crazy.
Guilty of count 1, sentenced to 19 to 48 months.
With Brandon Glade, everybody knew about Brandon Glade. And Brandon Glade was nuts.
Prison had a firehouse there where it was staffed by normal captains and a chief, but the 8 firefighters there were inmates, so we got to go fight the Cedar Fire, which is the biggest fire San Diego's ever seen. And that started a journey. It really set the tone for who I am today in the sense of sharing my pain, but sharing my triumph through that pain.
It's really important, I feel like, to have those physical activities in life to kind of just really good for your mental state, you know?
We met up one night at a bar, and I remember I was drinking, and he was sober. And then he's like, yeah, man, I could really help you out with your footwork. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Stay out of that middle, Jay. Stay out of that middle. Game plan.
Him getting out of prison or anything didn't make me look at him negatively. He was one of the guys one of the older guys that grew up how I grew up.
He's got his demons, and you know, it takes a while for people to find that pain point where, you know, they finally are done.
I stopped going to meetings. I started resting on my own laurels.
Starting to drink again, and kind of the red flags were showing up.
And then it's just like a tornado, and just.
Like, I can't believe this. Like, this is you. I was orchestrating a couple different things where we were doing home invasions on drug dealers. Let's go rob them for their drug money and their drugs. When we did the home invasion, we left, we got busted, there was cameras. So the cops eventually found me and they came and they locked me up for the second time.
I knew I had a sick son. And even if they've done stupid things, you don't stop loving them.
I manned up, man. I called some of my buddies in Alcoholics Anonymous, and you know, I eventually got clean.
He was focused. He's going to meetings. He has a sponsor. He's hanging out with sober people, hanging out with a couple of my best friends, which is great because they're all good surfers. The only thing wrong with that is they all have tempers. You know, Brandon's going to a meeting. He's only been out for a little bit of time. So with addictions, you're working on not just the addiction.
Physically, mentally, and spiritually, I was still very sick as far as like getting my mind right and getting my life back together.
Boom. Game over, man. I couldn't believe it. Gorgeous day out, eh, sweetheart?
Yeah, it sure is.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, dude, what are you doing?
Stop the car, stop the car. Dude, beach, let it. Dude, no, dude. Hey.
You know, we left the scene and here comes an ambulance coming down the road and my heart sank. I'm just like, dude, I'm screwed. Oh, here we go again.
That was where Brandon finally came to the realization, is like, you know what, I need to make some changes.
I'm not running from this one no more. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. People, places, and things all have to change.
We need community and we need people to give us a chance, and I, with all my heart, know that Brandon is that guy.
No excuses in being able to change. I really tell them it doesn't matter what happens, it doesn't matter how many times you fall. Glory is waiting out these doors, or the beast. The blessings I got back from being diligent in my hard work, staying active in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, helping others when they call out for you. No one would ever call on me. The only thing they'd be calling on me was the cops.
Now it's like I want Brandon in my life. I need Brandon in my life as much as possible.
So many things, there's a myriad of things that keep me motivated. Yeah, man, being able to work with athletes and being able to walk through those battles with them, whether they win or lose.
Dropping back into doing his training and working with some of the best skateboarders in the world, and he's at the X Games right now.
Being on TV and who I work with, that's all just been a blessing. That's all been an additive by just pursuing my passion and making the connections through the networking I've done from being in surfing and skateboarding my whole life.
Yes! Wow! An Indy 900.
It seems like everyone loves him, so it's, I don't know, it's cool to see that he can have such a positive impact on everyone, you know?
He's pretty dynamic. He's pretty charismatic.
He's a very smart, intelligent, analytical person. He knows what to do and what not to do, to say the least.
I'm just doing to you what my first sponsor did to me.
When you see that, you kind of root for it.
I get to walk these journeys and fight these battles shoulder to shoulder with people that call on me for help. And I'm super blessed to be able to be a part of that.
It's all you, dog. It ain't much, but it runs. Shows you it's hardened criminals can change, man, and we're grateful.
Thriving and where he's at right now it's been phenomenal, and that story needs to be told.
Sobriety is a muscle. If you don't work it out, it grows weak. When it grows weak, you act on that weakness, and that could inevitably kill you. But that's why people always go like, do you always have to go to meetings? Well, yeah, because eventually you enjoy it. Eventually it becomes your brotherhood. It becomes a way of, you see why people stay sober when they work a meeting.
Brandon Blade in green coming down the line towards the inside.
I'm fired up every day because I get to live the life I live, just because I chose to take a path I knew that was going to be hard work, but at the end result is this, man.
Whether the wave's this big or the wave's over his head, he still has the same type of style, and it's go. And that's kind of his life, it's just go.